Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Death Battle cast. And this may be the big
Special
one,
one.
everybody. This may be
Oh,
the
yeah.
biggest one we've ever done
Oh,
as we
no.
enter the second week. The second week of Skeletober!
Ah!
There it is. Okay.
I love this stupid bit that we will probably run with.
What
We
bit?
will
What
run
are
it
you
into
talking
the
about?
ground.
Forever.
For this second week, we are covering. Look, I hear it all the time. People message me every day about this. They come up to me in the street. They say, Ben, world peace cannot be achieved until you answer who would win between Bigfoot and the fucking Loch Ness monster. Why haven't you done it yet?
Yeah.
Why
it
haven't
now.
we done it anyway?
It's
Why
happening
not?
now.
It's about fucking time.
I
Now
should
we
be in the
know.
running for the Nobel Peace Prize now for getting this to
Yes.
started. So
Yeah, there you go, Ben.
Yes, that is what we are doing because everybody was asking for it, right? Bigfoot versus Nessie. We are going to be debating it throughout this whole hour-long stream, and we'll see what happens. And then at the end of the stream, you guys will be voting on who you think should win a death battle. We've got DJ here representing Bigfoot, Max here representing the Loch Ness monster, and apparently this has been a running competition between these two
Oh, yeah.
for how
Yeah,
long?
beef.
Yeah, how did
Beef.
this
Yeah,
start?
what's the story
Okay.
here?
Okay, so the story is that I was in call with our friends, and I remember it vividly because I was playing Power Wash Simulator, and someone just brought up who went between Bigfoot and Nessie, and then everyone was like Nessie, and then they asked like DJ, what do you think? I was like, I haven't been paying attention. I guess Bigfoot. They all got on my ass, so I had to stand 10 toes down. And it's been like that for 4 years straight.
4 years ago. Oh my god.
It's
Yeah,
been a
okay.
heated debate. No one has ever let up. We're just stuck on these sides.
A 4-year debate will finally come to a close here today. Oh my god. All right. These got okay. We've been talking about doing this behind the scenes for like a while now. So I'm excited to actually get to it. Also, we got a bunch of super chats in.
I know. I'm getting them right now. I'll start by reading 10 Tails because 10 Tails is wilding out with another $100 super chat saying a question, including this dono. How many episodes would I have helped in the last year? I'm thinking about 1 to 2 episodes, but I'm not sure how much I've helped. P.S. A monster on land versus a monster in the water. How will the two even have beef with each other? I'm sure we will get into that. And also, 10 Tails, you've helped every episode. Everything, every super chat helps all of us. It's not like you went to a specific episode or anything. It helps us all in general.
It helps everybody. Woo.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I make content as literally doing an Uber delivery while watching this. Don't like listen. Okay, listen. But like,
if you had said listening to this, we would be like, cool.
Yeah. Like, please be safe.
How many people are doing Uber deliveries while watching this and about to just drive into a building? Don't do that. Just a heads up. But maybe you know what? Maybe Bigfoot is powerful enough that he'll save you. We'll see. We'll find out.
He's not a noble creature. He wouldn't save anybody.
Okay. You could tell who's arguing for who with that statement.
Yeah. So before we get into the matchup, there are a couple announcements I want to make. One of which is touching on the super chat Joe just said. So since the elimination poll ended in a 3-way tie, can you eliminate the 3 tiers and leave Meta Knight the only one who's not eliminated? So actually, it did not end in a 3-way tie. There is a confirmed duo that has been voted out. What Joe is talking about is Champions Island. And you know what? I think we'll just go ahead and get into that early up. Before I cover that, though, I do want to talk about how Blade vs. Buffy is out.
Woo!
Yeah, it's out. Go watch it.
Speaking of episodes that took a while to like finally get done, we've been wanting to get another live action fight together with Ismahawk for 5 years now, almost 4 years, right? Red Hood, Winter Soldier was in 2020, so it's been a while since we've been able to get one done with them. And wow, okay, if you have not seen Blade versus Buffy, go check it out. They went crazy on it.
It is a great episode.
I've said this before, but it's like every time we work with them, I look at that and my jaw drops, and then I'm just like, it's like a movie, like and man, they sure did that with this one. Like,
I mean, they are skilled professionals who have built up an incredible team. A lot of the same people working on this are the same people who worked on Nightwing versus Daredevil back in 2018. Like,
Yep.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it's
it
been a
was
long time.
good. A lot of us went out to Vegas for the shoot, and it was good to see some old faces.
Oh, it was awesome.
So
And this is my first time getting to go out there because I didn't get to the last 2 times. We had so much fun. Also, wouldn't be apparently a live action death battle if Tyler wasn't involved. So
yeah,
Tyler,
well,
who was Daredevil and also Winter Soldier, was the first vampire that was murdered by Blade. In the beginning.
yes, he played the bouncer.
Yep.
So we are going to have there's so much that we could talk about in regards to Blade versus Buffy, and we are actually going to have a special live stream this week, this Friday at 2 p.m. Central. We're going to be doing a brand new exclusive live stream here on the Death Battle channel with the cast and crew of Blade versus Buffy. Danny's from Ismahawk is going to be there. Fiction, who played Blade and is fucking cool as hell, is gonna be there. Mare, who played Buffy, is gonna be there. She's also cool as hell. Tyler is gonna be there. Tyler Tackett, the guy Chad was just talking about. Liam is gonna be there, who directed the episode. And then I guess Chad and I will be there. I guess we're cool too.
But you're the DJ though.
Oh, I am the DJ.
Yeah.
and then
You
he's
stole
the
the
vampire.
show. I saw the rough cut of that and I was just like, oh man, this is gonna be such a thing. And like I was like, Ben did such a good job. And like, yeah, man.
They were like, I'll get into it in the live stream, but there Danny was like, we need to get your death scene, so do a scream or whatever. And then he was like, what if you just like accept your death? And I was like, I'm on it. And then I did the whole like arms out scene. It was perfect.
Awesome.
It just clicked so fast. But yeah, we'll talk. There's so much to talk about for that episode because it was a 4-day shoot out in Vegas. There was so much going on. So again, that is this Friday at 2 p.m. Central, live on the Death Battle channel with a bunch of people who were a part of the shoot. Yeah,
the one did a $10 super chat saying, all I ask for is at least one live action death battle a year. And this last one went hard as fuck. Thank you.
Oh well.
A year is a lot.
Yep.
Maybe every 2 years, we'll see. We definitely want to do another one with Ismahawk. But
Absolutely.
man, so I really want to talk about it. It took over a year to make this fucking thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, so again, this Friday, 2 p.m. Central. Me, Chad, Liam, Danny, Fiction, Mare, and Tyler will be there. Come check it out, and I'm sure we will be open to answering all your questions as well, as well as just discussing behind the scenes stories and the crazy journey getting Blade vs. Buffy done.
So much to talk about behind the scenes.
Speaking of episodes that you guys helped funded through the Kickstarter, the next episode is Dante versus Clive. Devil May Cry and Final Fantasy, the most recent Final Fantasy 16. And
no one's guessed who's animating that.
No one.
Nobody knows whose episode this is. So I think most of you have probably figured out by now, yes, this is the Torian episode. Of course it is.
Yep.
One of Torian's favorite fights he ever did was Dante versus Bayonetta. And so when we were meeting with him to discuss what his matchup would be, this episode idea came up, and we were like, "This could be really cool. We should give this a try." And Torian just had so many cool ideas for it. They were like, "Let's do it." So this is like a big project for him, and he's brought on a bunch of people who have worked on Death Battle in the past, as well as like some of the old Ruby crew. Like there's a good group of people are working with Torian on this. It's gonna be epic. And yes, get ready for some flips.
Yeah, there's a lot of flips.
Get ready for some flips. Oh my god, there's some scenes in this fight where like we were like, yeah, Dante was pretty cool in Dante versus Bayonetta, but we would need to go like full Dante, man. Like he needs to be like fucking crazy. Anyway, get ready for Dante versus Clive that comes out in 4 weeks. Or 3, 4, whatever. 3.5 weeks.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Time. I don't know. Yeah. Excited for that one. It's gonna be epic. And of course, last quick thing before we get to Champions Island. We do have some new merch on the site. If you have not seen it, we have our first ever collection
Skeletober!
for
Skeletober!
Skeletober. It is on the site right now, and also if you're a member on the site, you can keep an eye on it for some behind-the-scenes photos from Blade vs. Buffy that will be going up there tomorrow. All right, Champions Island. Let's go ahead and get this out of the way because there was a big event that happened last week that culminated in a big elimination vote. If you're not familiar with what's going on with Champions Island, 16 contestants have entered essentially a reality show to determine who gets the coveted prize of getting a guaranteed death battle. All of these characters have been chosen by you all. You have chosen teams on the Death Battle Discord, Team Wiz and Team Boomstick. And last week, you guys participated in a big competition with the losers having to vote out 2 of their team. Let's get to that video. Let's go ahead and show that.
Last time on Champions Island, the ultimate game of trivia popped off. The stakes were high, but Team Boomstick ran away with a narrow win. At the dreaded vote, John Constantine and Steve Minecraft were eliminated from Champions Island. Now, 14 remain. Time to test your knowledge in Puzzle Hunt. Each team will be given 5 puzzles to solve, and when you solve them, a question will be revealed. The first team to answer all 5 questions or get the most by the end of the event wins immunity, while the losing team must choose 4 of their champions to send to the dreaded vote. There, they'll have to make the hardest decision, sending 2 characters sailing off into shark-infested waters, forever eliminated from Champions Island. If you're not already, become a champion right now so you can join the Discord and get in on the fun. This starts right after Death Battle Cast and lasts until October 16th. That's Thursday, Skeletober 16th. More details will be available on the Discord and every week on Death Battle Cast, so stay tuned. Welcome one and all to Champions Island.
All right. So next up is the puzzle hunt. Yeah,
Puzzle.
stay tuned. That is coming up very soon as this episode of Death Battle Cast ends, actually. So if you're not in the Death Battle Discord, go ahead and get to it. All you have to do is, if you go into Discord, you can link your Discord account to your YouTube account. And if you are a member of the Death Battle YouTube, then it'll automatically get you in the Death Battle Discord. And then you can join Team Wiz or Team Boomstick and get ready to compete in the puzzle hunt. You have until the 16th, so 48 hours essentially, and whichever team solves all 5 puzzles first wins and gets to keep their characters from going to the elimination vote. And if the 48 hours ends and there's still puzzles left unsolved, then whichever team solved the most puzzles the fastest basically gets it. So the last competition was extremely close. I believe it ended with Team Boomstick had 67% correct and Team Wiz had 66% correct, if I recall correctly. It was very close. So but unfortunately Team Wiz did lose and ended up shipping off Steve from Minecraft and my boy John Constantine. No, why you guys got to do that to Constantine? Oh,
I know that was the one you were most excited about. I
Yeah,
I got
I love Constantine. I was kind of hyped that he got in at all. So, all right. So let's get to this because we have so many super chats to cover. We definitely see them. We are going to get to those as much as we can. But we do need to get to the real question of this episode.
The real
who wins between
question.
Bigfoot and Nessie. DJ, how about you start us off? What's the deal with Bigfoot?
So Bigfoot, Sasquatch, the living legend himself. From Native American tribes, he's called many, many things. But the Sasquatch race has their own language, their own culture, and they're just as intelligent as humans, which is going to be a big thing versus a lame ass dinosaur like Nessie. Not only can he track your scent, he can turn invisible, he can become intangible, he has cloaking devices, he can use tools, he has AK-47s, he has axes, spears, bow and arrows. There's so much that Bigfoot can do to get around someone like Nessie, and this is just like the bare minimum that you could say Bigfoot can do. People have always theorized at Bigfoot as being like this smart creature that can like tear a man in two. Some say that he's just like a gorilla, but every single account on YouTube, on journals from Bigfoot researchers have said that he is extremely intelligent, damn near genius level. Imagine a gorilla that's way stronger, that's like as strong as like some of the fictional characters we cover on Death Battle, but also have all this cryptic bullshit on top of it. That's Bigfoot. And Nessie has
real quick,
for that.
because I am not the only one who's confused by this. Chat, I see. Since when did he have an AK-47?
Okay, we can bring up. We can bring up Sam. Can you bring up AK-47s.png? He had an AK-47. This is in one of the movies. It's not in Fortnite. It's not in Fortnite. It's in one of the Bigfoot movies.
Let's see it.
And he's literally shooting a dinosaur.
This is from a movie? Is it like a weird ass rotoscope thing? Like,
no, it's not a rotoscope thing. This is an account of Bigfoot. Of how Bigfoot was actually an alien. We'll get to like Bigfoot alien theories in a bit.
Fighting dinosaurs naturally. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
That he was fighting dinosaurs in the past with AK-47s and tools.
To be clear, that isn't something you just drew up 5 minutes before the episode. No. That's from an actual thing.
I don't have time to draw up shit. You know how much work I do for Death Battle?
All right.
Madagascar says, I once saw Bigfoot turn Super Saiyan. It's canon.
and like Lily in chat said, yeah, Bigfoot is American. Of course he has an AK-47. Why wouldn't he?
Yeah,
fair. Madagascar, you know what? If you have any sort of like photo evidence, real or otherwise, I think it counts. So, you know, if you want to just take a picture of Bigfoot, slap on the Super Saiyan hair and go like, look, guys, I think that counts, right? People would take that as evidence. Anyway, Max, what about Nessie?
Yes. Okay. Nessie is a large plesiosaurus that can be found in the Scottish Highlands, inhabiting Lake Loch. She is a noble and gentle giant, which she can easily turn into your worst nightmare if provoked. She should have no issue beating the shit out of the idiot that sells me beef jerky. Her smallest height is 25 feet, which is already way bigger than Bigfoot, but she can be perceived as tall as 300 feet on some reports. She can be a kaiju-sized threat. So, physically speaking, there is not a thing Bigfoot can do to dent her when she's this big. And if we start evolving into nonsensical alien theories, Nessie has plenty of those too. With enough digging, you'll find people claim that she can control your mind, travel through dimensions, and create earthquakes. If any of these are true, I find it hard to believe that Harry Henderson over here is going to survive anything that she's throwing at him. All she has to do is grab him, drown him in Lake Loch Ness, and that'll be all she wrote. So this was also settled already on Celebrity Deathmatch, where she immediately crushed Bigfoot.
I saw a couple super chats about that. They were saying like, didn't Celebrity Deathmatch already settle this?
Yep, she already beat him.
My initial question is just like, how does this interaction happen? Because Nessie lives in the lake, right? Like,
there are trees by the lake. So
I assume this takes place on the shore, right?
Either the
Bigfoot
shore
makes its way to
or
Scotland.
Yeah.
Speaking
So there's a
of
couple
Scotland, how many Scottish reps do we have in chat here? I know we got our wonderful mod Mal. I saw a few people saying Scotland represent. So shout out to the Scots in chat. So I imagine, can Nessie come on land? Is there like evidence like in Celebrity Deathmatch, for example?
Okay,
they just had Nessie like in the ring.
That is my first image I would like to show, actually.
Okay.
Sam, if you could show Nessie on land. Nessie on land, please.
What the hell?
There she is, walking amongst us on land.
Is Nessie a camel?
Yeah, right. Like,
That's what she looks like in this artist's interpretation, but it's her.
'cause
So
I always saw the flipper version.
You know, it
So-
varies.
is Nessie like a mermaid, where if she's in the water, she's got flippers, but then she comes up land, she can like change to legs? Is that what's
Could
going on
be.
here?
It could be.
Well, Nessie
Yes,
needs
Falco.
to,
I don't
needs to get
know
on
what you're
land.
looking at either. Okay. So you mentioned Celebrity Deathmatch, and I was gonna bring that up too. Yes, Nessie won that, but I don't think they gave Bigfoot an AK-47. So
No, they
didn't. But he shouldn't have one.
Well, that can be debated that many people shouldn't have one. But
could an AK-47 take down a plesiosaur? Is the question that I'm having right now. Probably. Probably. I don't know.
200-foot plesiosaur, like a giant monster. That's like,
Okay, all right, Max. All right, so since you want to bring up going on land and being a kaiju,
Yeah.
can Nessie actually deal with a UFO that Bigfoot can pilot?
Yes.
So can we
Ye-
bring up UFO
Wait.
2?
Oh my God, how are we already here? All right.
So Bigfoot, some theorize that Bigfoot is an extra dimensional alien. We'll get into the extra dimensional stuff later. I'm trying to build up here, but just to like quickly like calm down the theories about Nessie like having just dinosaur Nessie being enough. No, it's not. It's not enough. Bigfoot has a UFO, and then if we go to UFO 1, that UFO also has particle beams. And particle beams, as we've discussed in Ruby versus Maka, Killia versus Mikasa, those move at light speed. So Bigfoot could just be in his fucking ship, pew pew, shooting Nessie in the fucking face with particle beams, and there's nothing Nessie can fucking do about it.
This is what we're talking about.
This is
Ben,
Bigfoot.
do you think of Bigfoot when you hear all that?
Bigfoot
No.
summons his UFO and shoots Nessie in the face with a particle beam. Great. Okay.
Yeah, because that's what I
Well,
thought of when I pictured this fight was, of course, naturally, the big hairy monster jumps in its spaceship. It starts blasting.
Shout out, by the way, to
cute.
UX in chat, who says, I'm from Scotland and I have literally seen her before. So, Nessie
Oh.
confirmed.
Also, the size
all
difference
right.
literally doesn't even matter. We just did Hulk versus Godzilla.
That's
Did
what
you?
Michael's true.
Michael's
saying in the
literally
chat.
saying, we
Yeah,
could have a
yeah.
Hulkzilla moment of Bigfoot picking up and throwing Nessie.
It would interest you to know that Nessie's also an alien, and she has her
Oh.
own alien sensor.
Okay.
Now
Okay.
it's under Lake Loch Ness, so we rarely see it. But
Yes.
Oh yeah, we don't see it, huh?
if it can contain her, it's much bigger than the Bigfoot ship. If it can contain her in her large size, it's going to be a lot bigger.
Do you know
But
if it
can-
has a
but-
particle beam?
Does it have particle beams? Can it shoot it down?
Also,
I'm
what
not
high
sure,
horse
but-
are you climbing on, DJ? Where you're just like, oh, we haven't seen it. You're representing Bigfoot. Like,
Yeah.
like what?
And UX has
reason-
seen it. I
there's-
mean, we literally just said somebody in chat's seen it. So, like, I don't
There's a
know.
reason why
DJ,
we
nobody in
haven't-
chat said that they've seen your Bigfoot.
There's a reason why we haven't seen Bigfoot. We'll get to that.
Okay. Before we get to that, I do want to shout out one of our sponsors for today's episode, which is quite fitting, actually, because both of these monsters are so uncommon, it's hard to find them. So why not get a sponsor for this episode by Uncommon Goods? Because, yes, it is that time of the year. It's holiday season, guys, or at least holiday season is coming up fast, and you need to be ready. Uncommon Goods makes holiday shopping stress-free with thousands of one-of-a-kind gifts that you can't find anywhere else. And that's the basic idea behind Uncommon Goods. Why get your friend or family something that they've passed by at the store every other weekend when you can get them something truly uncommon? I don't think they're going to have
good.
Bigfoot on their website, but maybe they'll have something, just as rare. Who knows? Uncommon Goods gathers all sorts of products that are of high quality, unique, and often handmade in the USA. Many crafted by independent artists and small businesses, kind of like us. And of course, there is a catch because they're not ridiculously mass-produced products. They are made in small batches. So what you're looking for could sell out fast. So go check them out right away. And personally, I've been a fan of Uncommon Goods for years now, and even got some
They're
stuff
awesome.
from it. Like, I think it's over here. I forgot to get it before this. Drinking with Wizards, Warriors, and Dragons. This is a book that came from the website. Wait. Chad,
What's up?
you're a big fan of... I think they got Mistborn stuff in here. Stormlight Archive. You're a big fan
No,
of
wait,
Stormlight
do they
Archive,
really?
right? Yes. So this is a book full of like drinks inspired by like fantasy series and stuff like that. They got like
Yeah.
Sandman, Lord of the Rings, Chronicles of Narnia, Discworld, like Dark Tower, all sorts of cool stuff.
Oh, cool.
So they have a drink here called the Night Watcher, page 42. I don't know what the Night Watcher is from Stormlight Archive. Is that good?
Yeah, but that could be incredibly spoilery, so I'm not gonna describe what
Well,
that is. But that's awesome.
It uses moonshine, vanilla bean, brown sugar, soda water, and cherry. This beverage is designed to mimic the boon Dalinar sought of the Night Watcher.
I
to
literally
end
was. I literally
the pain
was
he
about-
faces after accidentally causing his wife's death. Oh,
No! Oh, dude.
Anyway, you can get.
I was literally about to say, like, yeah, that'll make you forget, which is what it's going for. But
Anyway, you can get sorry for the spoilers. I guess.
No.
Anyway, this came off of Uncommon Goods. It's got all sorts of awesome recipes in there for different drinks inspired by fantasy series. But that's just one of the like thousands of stuff you can get on Uncommon Goods. And they have stuff for everyone, from moms to dads to kids to teens, book lovers, history buffs, diehard football fans, foodies, mixologists, gardeners, you name it. You'll find thousands of gift ideas you won't find anywhere else. And with every purchase you make at Uncommon Goods, they give back $1 to a nonprofit partner of your choice. And to date, they've donated more than $3 million. So shop early, have fun, and cross off some names off your shopping list today. To get 15% off your next gift, go to uncommongoods.com/DBC. Link below. That's uncommongoods.com/DBC for 15% off. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Uncommon Goods, they're all out of ordinary. Legitimately an awesome website.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
got some cool ghost rocks I'm about to pull out for the spooky season.
That's right.
Yeah, I love. They're cool. Anyway,
Just the word ghost rocks is
Ghost
funny to
rock,
me.
man.
Anyway, all right. So, what were we talking about before it just spoiled Stormlight Archive?
I know, dude.
Talking
That's
about
fucking
aliens.
thing, dude.
Aliens. But we can get into
Aliens.
some more
Okay.
Well,
like
there's one
more
more.
down to earth
Alien.
Bigfoot. So
Oh, okay. I mean,
so
alright.
the reason why, okay, so this is actually a thing. This not everything's actually a thing, but this is like more so like tied to like how Bigfoot came to be. So the reason why Bigfoot is like seen as this entity that like goes to the forest and you can barely capture images of them is actually because Bigfoot is a spiritual being. So Bigfoot in ancient and Native American tribes was described as basically the protector of Earth. So whenever something bad would happen around Earth, Bigfoot would appear as a sort of warning. So he can, so he appears like from the mist, and when you see him, you know that
From the
something bad
mist?
is up. Yeah, that something bad is going to happen. Now, this makes them usually intangible to most things. They can't even refract light the same way.
They
Sam,
are
if you're-
multiple?
Yeah, they as in like people like Native Americans. So if you can bring up vibrating mass 1 and then vibrating mass 2. So they come
Vibrating
in
mass?
and shrug. So they can vibrate their mass in order to basically phase through whatever they would like to.
It's like
and
the
they
Flash.
do this. Yeah, pretty much. So they can vibrate their mass, and this also makes it so that they can't refract light in the same way. They don't have shadows. So it's going to be hard for Nessie to even touch Bigfoot even in the first place. And that's coupled with their invisibility, since they can turn invisible with the same sort of powers in order to hide themselves from sight. That's why nobody can get pictures of them.
I love
We
that
have a picture of him.
I love that your source is like, hold on, let me pull up receipts, and it's just some good old boy telling a porch story. Like, you know, like he's just
These are scientists and researchers in the field talking about Bigfoot.
Nessie is a ghost too, by the way. I hate to tell you
What?
Nessie,
Wait, why is Nessie a ghost?
It is theorized that she is the ghost of a dinosaur, and this was in a documentary, or that was they're just like, is she actually a ghost haunting this lake, but destroying boats as a ghost? So she can destroy objects as a ghost. She's a ghost.
Okay,
Wait,
so
wait,
also
okay, hang on. Does
potentially
this
intangible.
wait? You said Nessie was a friendly giant, but Nessie's also destroying boats.
Yeah, what's up with that,
Well,
Max?
you know, they were attacking her first. They came to hunt her down.
Okay, you invade her territory. She's gonna bite back. Got it.
And
Got it. Okay.
DJ, for Bigfoot being as powerful, how come one guy with a gun can kill him?
Oh, so you must be talking about the man who killed Hitler and then Bigfoot. Okay, so we can talk about that.
Sorry, what?
This is a movie. It's literally called The Man Who Killed Hitler and Then Bigfoot.
And then the Bigfoot.
And then the Bigfoot.
Yeah, this
We
is a
can
real
talk
thing.
about regeneration. All right, so you want to get into that? Go ahead. Lay out your argument, Max.
Okay, well, in that movie, a guy shoots him to death. He is shot to death. That is what happens at the end of that movie. He kills the Bigfoot.
Did he finish the job though?
That's yes. I think
He did step
he comes
one. Did he
back
do
a
the
little
other
bit.
steps? Did he do
Wait.
the other steps to kill
What?
Bigfoot?
What are the other steps?
What are the other
All right, so let's talk about Bigfoot's
me.
regeneration. So, in ancient stories told around by the campfire, talks about people that are capable of killing Bigfoots, people in their species. Sam, if you can bring up Regen 1, they say in those hairy hearts that he had killed. Now, this is referencing to Bigfoot. So he came across like a tribe of Bigfoots and he started stabbing them and trying to kill them because he was really scared. And then Regen 2 came back to life again. So even if you shoot them down or stab them a lot of times, they can come back because the regeneration is tied to their true hearts. So, and usually they leave those hearts outside their body into their homes. So unless Nessie can find Bigfoot's true heart, and we'll get to his true heart in a bit, then there is no way for Nessie to kill Bigfoot.
Like a phylactery? Like he's a lich?
Yeah, exactly.
Bigfoot has Horcruxes?
Yeah, exactly. Like you have to go find where his soul is and kill. Does every Bigfoot have this, or is it just like one true heart for all Bigfoots?
Not it's per Bigfoot. So every Bigfoot has like a true heart, sort of.
Okay. What the hell?
He is a ghost.
So how is
Nessie
so?
has a
I just want to know,
ghost
like,
inside
how
of
is
his
Nessie
spirit.
going to kill? Like, sure, Nessie can like squash him down, but if he leaves his heart
Wait.
at home, like, what is he gonna do?
You
He's
said
just
Nessie
gonna
could
come
like had a great sense of smell, maybe? Maybe I'm misremembering, but like, could Nessie like track down a true heart?
I feel it's possible. Nessie's got some good senses on her, but also, what if she just destroyed his soul? She can fight ghosts as a ghost. She could destroy the soul of Bigfoot.
Well, given that Bigfoot is also a non-corporeal spiritual being, he can also interact with souls with the same way, so it counters each other out.
Okay, but one ghost is a giant 300-foot ghost, and the other is a little Bigfoot ghost.
Yeah, and Bigfoot has the AP advantage, but we'll get to attack
He does
photos
not.
later.
No,
Really
he does
quick.
not.
Yo, we just got some Janguin lore. Janguin says, live in woodland Native American village and grew up being told not to go past a certain point in the woods because it was theirs. He's also one of 7 principal spirits for my tribe called Sabe. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And that's
Alright.
another thing. This probably ties into another thing. I'm glad you brought that up because Bigfoot, in those sorts of legends and like storybooks, grandmothers used to tell people that if you looked into Bigfoot's eye, he would steal your soul. And that's why you shouldn't go out into the woods at night. So that's also another thing that he can do to Nessie is steal their soul. And we haven't even gotten to the curses yet.
We haven't even gotten. So there have been multiple super chats mentioning, like
many.
from Orange Blaster. You guys should mention how Bigfoot can use portals to travel through time and other dimensions. Like we've barely talked about how he teleports, apparently, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
Teleportation is going to be a bigger thing. Can we have to talk about the orbs? But
The orbs.
So do you want
Of course. Yeah. Also,
All right,
Orange Blaster, thanks for gifting out those memberships earlier. We appreciate it.
Yeah. Let's get. I feel like we're talking a lot about Bigfoot, so let's move to Nessie. What's
Yeah,
some
go ahead.
what's some crazy shenanigans Nessie can get up to?
I would like Sam to pull up another image. It's called Nessie Space. I'd like to show that real quick.
Nessie,
Okay.
like outer space?
Nessie Space. There she is flying amongst the stars. Stars blurring in behind as she flies through space.
Are we sure that's not a speed line? I'm kidding.
She can do interdimensional. She can fly through space, and she can also teleport via Loch Ness. The lake is a time portal. Some people have gone into Lake Loch Ness and come out in different time periods. It's real. People have.
I think
It is the lake is a time portal, and I love this. Is this a novel? Is that the idea?
Yeah.
Okay, I love the line at the bottom. A
That's
mind-blowing revelation for all mankind.
Yeah.
All mankind must know this exists.
So
Loch Ness monster flies through space. How does she
Like-
propel herself? Just
don't know.
flapping.
I think
Like-
Nessie uses wormholes, I believe. Like that's tied to her ability to
Of
jump
course.
through. Yeah.
That would explain why the lake is a time portal. It's a wormhole. Right. Makes
What's
sense.
hilarious
of
is
course.
I looked over in
Naturally.
chat. They wouldn't have caught up, but like a pizza time of all people, literally was like Nessie uses wormholes. Like just so matter of fact. Like,
we all know. We all
Yeah.
know.
Oh my god. Oh my god. This is wonderful. Okay. So, I mean that's pretty intense. We talked about how wait, hang on. Didn't you say Nessie has a spaceship?
Yeah, it makes it kind of redundant that she's
What's
got
the
a
purpose of the spaceship?
sometimes
cool?
it's cold in space. It's very cold. When you're flying around.
It's got a
going
heater
around.
on board.
yeah, I mean technically you can walk everywhere, Ben, but you'd rather drive, right? You know?
That's true. That's true. Okay, I understand. Nessie, we've talked a lot about technology. Are they building this themselves?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes, she built it. They're smart.
Oh
From
my
earlier,
god.
Fazbear Alt says Nessie's an Easter egg in Titanfall 2. Does that mean they get cross scaling?
Well,
I mean, it's
We
I
don't.
don't
You don't want to. You do not want to take it there. You do not want to get
you're
the
gonna-
cross scaling. You
if
do
you
not
go
want to
there,
take
you're
it there.
dead. You're dead if
oh
you
my
go there.
god. Oh my
Alright.
god. Okay. We'll get to the orbs in just a second, but I do want to also shout out. Let's take a little bit of a break from this madness so we can all process this, because what the heck is going on? I do want to shout out two other quick things. One being we are going to a convention at the end of this month. We've talked about this a few times on Cast, but if you missed it, we are going to Clock Tower Con. It is a Blood on the Clock Tower convention that is October 24th through 26th at Westgate Las Vegas Resort. And we're going to be there to play Blood on the Clock Tower with everybody who shows up. It's going to be super fun. If you haven't seen our Blood on the Clock Tower streams that we put up on the Death Battle channel, you can find those under the live tab. It's a super fun game. It's basically like werewolves, but everybody has superpowers. It's great. Definitely check those out. And so, yeah, that's at the end of this month, October 24th through 26th, and you can get tickets at VegasClockTowerCon.com. So go check that out. And then we do have one more sponsor for this week's episode. A lovely one that I absolutely adore. It's Hero Forge again. We are sponsored by Hero Forge, and I love Hero Forge.
Yeah.
Hero Forge is an awesome online tool for building and customizing tabletop miniatures. It's basically the ultimate character creator screen. Even if you don't play D&D or Pathfinder, if you've ever spent a whole hour customizing your character in an RPG, I promise you're gonna enjoy HeroForge.com. Literally, just go search up HeroForge.com right now. The very first thing you see is going to hook you because it straight up just drops you into the character creator. No account needed. No email, no payment, nothing. It's genius. I love that it just drops you straight into their character creator engine, which they've been building for years. I've legit been a fan of Hero Forge for many years, about 6 specific, and I know that specifically because I started playing a Curse of Strahd campaign about 6 years ago for the first time, and I had this very specific idea for an orc paladin, and I made them in Hero Forge. Good times. And at this point, I've made dozens of characters in Hero Forge, including a little Wiz guy. It's
Hey.
Wiz. I made him in Hero Forge. You can make all sorts of characters in Hero Forge. They got like fantasy stuff, but they also got like sci-fi and all sorts of different genres. They've been building up this thing for like, I think they've been around for like 8 years. And they like release new content and pieces and stuff every week. So it all adds up. They got a ton of stuff now. So definitely check it out. Hero Forge is easy to use and lets you build your perfect mini using dozens of fantasy species and thousands of unique parts. Plus, you can also color your mini right in the browser. This is actually the color job from them. I didn't paint this. It came like this, which is awesome. So visit heroforge.com to start designing your custom miniature and dice, because I do dice too. And check back often. New content is added every week. And yeah, you can like put stuff in the dice. There's like a little ghost in this one. It's great. I love Hero Forge. It's legitimately awesome. Like, definitely check them out.
And yeah, they keep sponsoring us. So we really appreciate the long-time support.
Yes. Well, yeah, long-time supporters of Death Battle at this point, which is awesome. Okay.
Ben, I just have to say,
yeah,
real quick. Nubia popped into the chat, our wonderful mod, and says a direct quote, Nubia is my brain is broken while working on Champion Island stuff. I have no thoughts right now, but I'd smash Bigfoot.
Thank you, Nubia. I appreciate it.
Is that a feat?
Always on my side. Always on my side.
Is that
Bigfoot is sexier, like objectively.
She followed it up with, I didn't say I'm down bad. I'd just give him a chance.
That's why I can always count on Nubia on chat. That's why I can always count on Nubia. That's my goat.
Nessie, huh? Anyone in chat for Nessie?
Anyone in chat for Nessie?
Oh, no, you've got some Scotland support for sure.
Are they down bad for Nessie though? That's
I don't think anyone has said that they wanted to smash
Nessie.
Okay, before we get too far down this horrible rabbit hole, oh no, this is a terrible question to follow it up with. But DJ, what are the orbs? Do not say it.
What are the orbs?
Okay, so the orbs are basically fragments of paranormal activity that exist around all of us. So it's an energy source that whenever paranormal activities end up happening, there's these things called orbs that appear out in the environment, and that is what Bigfoot harnesses to utilize his supernatural abilities. So these UAPs can cause gravitational, interdimensional, and psychological effects on those that surround it. And he's surrounded by all of these, so he can use them as much as he wants. It affects the gravity in a surrounding area, so anything in his area cannot touch him. It also only exists in the infrared structure of light, so you can't even see these things normally. Well, granted, because they're paranormal, so that only makes sense. And it also gives him the ability to teleport, and not just teleport physical locations, but to cross dimensions as well. So there's been a few accounts where people go outside and they say like, oh, there's this like really big bright light. And that's always like a consistent story throughout a bunch of Bigfoot accounts and research, is that it always starts with a big bright light. And then they'll see a figure and the orb will basically flash and Bigfoot will be gone. So he has the ability with these orbs to teleport, and he has the ability to cross dimensions. There's a few quotes that I would like to read off from some Medium articles. So nearly half of these sightings report interdimensional or liminal behavior, creatures that vanish mid-step, footprints that stop in the middle of a clearing, witnesses overcome with silence, static, or even telepathic dread. This is not just folklore, it's a consistent behavioral pattern.
So that's his power source, is the orb. That's
Wait.
a great power source.
And these are from like photos, right? This is how they see the orbs?
Yes, exactly.
So it's bokeh. That's what it is. Okay, anyway. No, sorry. No, the orbs that float around in space around Bigfoot, right, okay.
Yeah.
Also,
wow, okay, good to know. Interesting. Fascinating lore. I never knew these existed. The Force exists in orbs, okay.
Yeah,
what's up, Chad?
And well, Jangwin, because again, DJ apparently has a man on the inside here. Jangwin says, Bigfoot's Native American magic also gives him size manipulation, which allowed a similarly powerful spirit to grow large enough to hold a monster in their palm. Said monster had a mouth that was as wide as a mile, or a mile wide.
Unless you've got
What?
Bigfoot doing that, I don't care. I want to see Bigfoot.
Wait, okay,
that big.
okay.
Well, Bigfoot
We
can
need
also
some of the Scots in
shapeshift.
chat. We need some of the Scots in
Yeah,
chat
come
to drop
on.
some Nessie lore to counter this. Come on, I know you're
I'll
out
have-
there.
Let me go back through it. I'm sure I've got some.
You brought up mind control.
Elcado says,
Well-
"Okay, this has to be an actual episode. What would this even look like as an actual episode?"
That'd be insane.
So DJ, you
Yep.
you had brought up mind control. That is something that Nessie does too, and that's why so many people are so obsessed with trying to find her. Because
Yeah,
she's
Bigfoot
mind
can
control.
also control minds.
So it counters out.
yeah.
out.
Yep.
Just wanted to bring
Okay.
that. to attention.
Flashback Cartoon Hour a little earlier said he said Jesse, but we're gonna assume it's Nessie.
Nessie fought Godzilla
it's-
from the 1998
Yeah.
animated series to a standstill.
Yes.
Which is, I mean,
Pretty
this
impressive.
is the TriStar Godzilla, but still another big ass dinosaur with crazy powers.
Well,
Mm.
if we're talking about that, if we're on that subject, the Loch Ness monster did in fact meet the Hulk in Marvel Comics.
Are we doing this now?
and she
I
survived.
haven't brought up the
They
craziest thing from
Stopped
Loch.
by him. Oh wait, you got.
We got
more
like
for,
15 minutes left in cast, so if you guys
All
want to
right.
start bringing up the real big stuff, it's time.
It's
All
not
right.
hiding
Okay. Let's
from
bring
it,
in the.
DJ.
I'll start speed running this. So.
Well, hang on,
the man
hang
who-
on. Let's finish with Max. Max,
Yeah,
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
Keep doing what you're saying.
The Incredible Hulk stomped on Nessie and she survived with like his full Hulk stomp, which is you could not survive that. That's the
Okay.
Hulk. We just talked
Right.
about him on Godzilla vs. Hulk that he's like a god. He's like an unbelievably powerful being that stomps on Nessie. She also had a run-in. Now this is gonna sound a little far-fetched because in the Scooby-Doo movie, they were real. It's not the Loch Ness monster is not real. It's a robot. But then at the very end, we do see the Loch Ness monster. It is real in the Scooby-Doo. It's like a big twist at the very end. And I don't know if you recall Scooby-Doo, but he did dance so hard the universe got obliterated, and Nessie's in that universe and was fine. Like everyone got back to normal. Nobody hurt. Everyone's fine. She, along with everyone in the Scooby-verse, tanked that horrible destruction, many times universal explosion. She was in that world while it happened.
Oh, Max, you think that's enough? Oh, Max, you think that's enough? I don't even. I'll bring in the cross scaling, but I want you to read this quote. I'm gonna read. This is gonna be a while. I'm gonna try to read this as fast as I can. But by Lahu Nanham, investigator and writer of The Watchers, Guardians of the Unseen World, and the BFR. Basically the Bigfoot repository and research group. So Bigfoot is part of the global brain, what some would call the anima mundi, the spirit of the planet. And just as we try to track him in the woods, he is tracking us, measuring the temperature of our estrangement, perhaps even gauging our readiness to return. He doesn't belong to out there. He belongs to in here too, inside our dreams, our ancestral memories, our mythic perception. And this is why we must begin to see him not as anomaly, but as archetype.
No.
Interesting. They exist in another dimension from us. They can appear in this dimension when they have a reason to. So Bigfoot, when he crosses dimensions, he's ascending like layered dimensions. And I want you to listen to this closely, Max. See, it's like there are many levels, many dimensions. When our time in this one is finished, we move on to the next. But the big man can go between Bigfoot. The big man comes from God. He is our big brother. He kind of looks out for us. And that's not without cross scaling. That's just the myth.
He's looking out for us.
Okay, hang on. I
Okay,
know we compared this to Hulk versus Godzilla. That's straight up Godzilla Ultimate.
I know, right?
Except,
I know, right?
Potentially
Who won
like
that
benevolent, maybe.
Who won that though?
Like straight up, even dropping the word archetype. That's
literally-
amazing.
I know. Okay. So, question. We talked a lot about like souls and dimensions and disappearing and teleporting, blah blah. But when it comes, do you have any like Bigfoot strength feats? Because Max had a good
Yeah.
point in the very beginning, which is like kaiju-sized dinosaur monster eat Bigfoot, right? So like,
Okay.
what kind of powers?
He does have the AP advantage. So you brought up earthquakes, right, Max? So
Yes.
earthquakes at a like average magnitude 5 earthquake, over a city, not even over a city, like over a large area, depending on what the city is. That's generally around 400 to 500 tons of TNT, which is pretty strong. But Bigfoot, like I said, Legends, he comes out when he is basically like the protector of the planet. So whenever like climate phenomenon happens, he shows up and he can cause these climate phenomenons. He can cause storms. So there's been a couple accounts in Floyd County, Kentucky, where a woman reported seeing Bigfoot whenever there were large thunderstorms that encompassed the entire county. And I calculated this last night, and even using weak instability. Yes, I did calculate this. Let me go ahead. I didn't give it.
Hang on. Maybe I missed something. I thought you said that he arrives when one of these.
Yeah, he arrives when, but he can also
he causes them too. Why would he?
Well, he can cause storms. So he can cause like rain and storm. Well, storms can also be used to like storms are the way
to like counter things. Got it.
Yeah, okay. Exactly. So assuming an area of 125 kilometer square area, using the volume and density of clouds, yada yada, calc math stuff. At minimum, with weak instability for thunderstorms, that's 2 megatons of TNT, which is hundreds upon times stronger than anything Nessie has shown doing, besides maybe flying through the stars. Bigfoot is insurmountably more powerful than Nessie, besides using that one thing.
Which is real.
What a statement. What a statement. Also, granted, Ten Tails with another $100 super chat just says, reality bending power. Dang. Ten Tails, you can donate other amounts. Like, you can, thank you.
I do want to highlight, because a couple other people have mentioned Dude Blade. I thought we weren't going to get to reality warping. Yes, Ten Tails. We are back to reality warping for some reason. We can't get away from it on Death Metal Cast. I don't know what's happening.
Oh my
Why?
God.
Why with Bigfoot versus Nessie do we get to, and then he controls space and time? Right? Oh my God. Wormholes are already bad enough. Oh my God.
Is there anything that you would
another
like
one
to
from
say?
Jane Gwyn? Chad, there's another one from Jane Gwyn. Some more Bigfoot lore if you want to.
Oh yeah, here we go.
One.
Bigfoot can also affect grandmother spider's web of creation, which in Native American myth is described as a matrix of realities, which ripples across all possible and impossible worlds. Native American lore be wild.
Okay. I want to ask something. I want to ask something to Ben Chad. So, ignoring what we've all said today, when you think of Bigfoot and Nessie, what is the power set you are imagining? Do you imagine Bigfoot having any powers? Do you think he's just a strong guy? What is your Bigfoot Nessie?
Well, I'll see where you're going with this. So I'm gonna play along. Sure. Yeah, like instant image of Bigfoot is just a big hairy ape man, right? Wandering through the woods and then he disappears or whatever. Nessie, gigantic plesiosaur type monster that lives in a single location, the Loch Ness. But seemingly infinitely harder to find.
Yes, yeah. So
yeah,
at the end of we can find all kinds of people saying anything about these Loch Ness monster and Bigfoot, but at the end of the day, it is a giant plesiosaurus with the same abilities you can find for Bigfoot. Looking it up, it's just Loch Nessie is so much bigger, and most people should just literally stomp on Bigfoot, and that would be.
Wait, are you making the argument that all of this stuff is just sort of like potentially hearsay, that there's not enough proof to be like...
It's a lot of hearsay, but what we actually know, the original base legends of these guys, they're not like these deities who are space aliens. It's this giant monster and this little in comparison monster, and it gets crushed.
But okay, go ahead.
No, that's where I was ending it.
Okay, that's the perception of Bigfoot through like most of the populace that aren't ingrained into Native American culture, right? Like in Native American culture, Bigfoot is actually this strong. He can actually do these things. It's just that that's not the popular theory, right? Nessie would need like outside like sources, which I'm not saying Bigfoot doesn't need to either, but even with just in lore, this is who Bigfoot is. Bigfoot has always had these abilities. They've always theorized, maybe not the alien stuff, but at least the spirit guardian stuff. That's always been a thing since like the mid 1900s.
Well, DJ, I've got another one for you from iMan who says there's a theory that Bigfoot is Cain from the Bible. His fur is a mark that makes him unkillable, as God didn't want him to be killed in vengeance for Abel, giving Bigfoot literal divine protection.
Yeah. And again, Max, I haven't even brought up the cross scaling. You brought up Hulk. I could easily bring up Fortnite. So he's in Fortnite, and in Fortnite, the Rift is supposed to bring in the canon version of the characters, even at different times, and then it equalizes their stats. But even in Fortnite, like the 0-point explosion, like destroyed like innumerable amounts of worlds, and like Jonesy and a bunch of other people were in that explosion, and people comparable to Jonesy, like the crossover characters that you get, and Bigfoot can scale to that. And he has abilities like Chug Jugs, Kamehamehas. He can throw down Crypto's bone and Superman will show up. He has Gojo's hollow purple. He can just snap away Nessie. He's also SCP 1000, so he has SCP scaling. He is proficient in thaumaturgy, which is an energy source which warps reality, and he's he's a straight up genius in SCP. He's been in the Simpsons arcade game, and scaling to anything in the Simpsons is cooking Nessie.
The Simpsons. Yeah,
and then finally, there's the Big Les show, Sassy the Sasquatch, where Bigfoot is basically this all-encompassing god that can leave reality and sees reality as a fictional plot, and cannot die whatsoever, and can like erase you from existence. He just win. You do not want the beef with crossover scaling Bigfoot. You don't. Just be glad I'm trying to keep it here.
Max, I do feel like maybe we glossed over the space stuff and the wormhole stuff a little bit, though, because I do feel like there's like a lot of what's going on with Bigfoot seems to be like, yes, Bigfoot controls elements of reality, guardian of Earth, and things like that, but it seems relatively contained to Earth. And surely, like, what if the Earth just doesn't exist anymore? Could Nessie just like wipe out things with wormholes? What's the extent of these wormholes? Do you know?
Well, we've seen the wormholes. She's able to just go to like different dimensions and different periods of time, and she can evidently travel through space.
Time travel's a big thing.
Yeah,
does Bigfoot have time travel? Oh, through the orbs, probably, right?
Through the orbs.
Yeah. Okay. Wormholes versus orbs. Got it.
Through the orbs.
Yeah.
Conceivably, maybe she could take him to when the meteor's about to hit the dinosaurs. Drop him there.
Nessie summons meteors through wormholes. They just like wormholes appear throughout the sky.
Create a new ice age. Do that.
I actually two people in the chat mentioning apparently the first known version of Nessie is a monster that got exorcised by a Scottish priest. And then that was followed up by Thor Juice. The Loch Ness monster was once banished from River Ness by Saint Columba with prayer. Weak to holy stuff.
Yeah, she came back. But she's still around.
Did she come back? Yeah, she came back. So like,
yeah, she's real. It's still in the lake right now. So didn't work.
Yeah, I will say we've had so many super chats, and I know we weren't able to get to all of them. Gilded Data, Bigfoot are said to get into fights with dogmen, and sometimes work with it. The dogman is said to be omnipotent.
Like,
I was a cop.
Yeah, that's like the cop dogman. Like my son's a fan.
I think this is a cryptid.
Okay.
A lot of people saying like, I thought we weren't going to get reality warping. Winner should take Mothman on next from Peter Parker's. Can Mothman even? Maybe we explore Mothman next time.
Get Nessie the hell out of here. Bring Mothman here. Get him out of here. Who invited bro on the team?
Jane Gwynn with another super chat. Higher dimensional travel is something normal people can do in Native American myth. Okay. Via growing transcendental trees to higher planes of existence. Like, does he need the trees then? Does he need to use the trees to travel?
Wow, the trees.
So basically, there's a couple ways. So either if he's in a plane, he can use like basically the floating paranormal activity, which are the orbs, or if he's in a forest, like he can utilize the, I guess not even helix shapes, but like the curvature shape of the tree branches. I actually had evidence for this, but I didn't give that to Sam. But he could use like the curvature of like the trees like cycling in with each other in order to create interdimensional rifts within the forest. So it's kind of weird.
All right.
But yes, he can use it in that way.
All right, everybody. I think we're at the end here. So I'm going to put up the poll and get our final arguments. DJ, final statement for Bigfoot.
Stronger, faster, sexier, has better abilities, can immediately kill Nessie whenever he wants to. Even if his true heart was targeted, he can take it to a higher transcendental plane, which Nessie has no way of crossing because we don't have any example of layered cosmology for Nessie. And he has... No, that's basically it. Yeah, he just has every advantage.
Max, for Nessie.
Larger, actually stronger, dimensionally traveling through space at the speed of light, being able to become a ghost, destroy spirits, and generally having a larger alien ship because everything she has is larger and more powerful than Bigfoot because she is the larger cryptid here.
Oh my god. All right, everybody get your votes in the poll. We will be wrapping this up in just a minute. I will say, if you want a different standard to go off of here, Annie in chat did say, with the super chat, okay, this is all well and good, but which of the two can cook the meanest spaghetti?
Probably Nessie.
Nessie.
I haven't come across any Bigfoot cooking skills. He usually just steals food from other people. I don't think he can cook at all.
Wait, but isn't Bigfoot supposed to be incredibly intelligent and he can't
How
cook
about
anything?
He just doesn't cook. He doesn't want to. I mean, maybe that's the intelligent part. He doesn't want to cook. Cooking's a waste of time.
No, it's not.
Oh no, cooking's great. I
Oh
love
no.
Nessie's gonna make a big
Wow,
big pot.
okay. Does that sway anybody? Bigfoot hates cooking. So no, it's kind of a big letdown. For
He
such
does
an
love
intelligent
beef
creature.
jerky, though. He's a
He does.
really big
He
beef
certainly
jerky
does.
fan.
Yeah, he does.
All right, go ahead and get your votes in. Chad, what are you thinking?
Well, learned a lot today, Ben. This went to a scale I was not expecting. I think that like on the base, like stripping away all the like extra lore, campfire stories, whatever, like looking at the two monsters together, I agree with Max that I think, Nessie would, eat or slap down, stomp Bigfoot. But when you bring in all the lore and the things, I don't know. Bigfoot just seems like he's got all the hacks in the world.
Okay, there is something that I'm kind of thinking about that might throw off my opinion of this. We've talked about Bigfoot as a species a lot, and I am curious if these powers apply to all Bigfoots, all Sasquatches, because it kind of sounds like to me that we're talking about multiple stories about multiple Bigfoots from different parts of the world, and so it's possible that this isn't really a composite, and more so we are just talking about like the whole species. Whereas Nessie, there's only one Nessie, and there's only one location Nessie's at, so everything kind of lines up more consistently. And so I do think that that's probably a point in Nessie's favor. However, if everything does apply to a singular Bigfoot, then yeah,
everything would apply to a singular Bigfoot, but I can understand where you're coming from. I didn't research from that angle, so yeah. I'll let Max run away with that one.
I would be interested to see like the different sources of these like stories, like different locations in the world and in the US, to see if maybe these are like different Bigfoots.
Yeah, this is an Appalachian Bigfoot's powers.
Yeah.
Like
exactly. I mean, different like locales.
Well, granted, he only needs American Bigfoot because all the craziest stuff that said is in America.
American Bigfoot.
Right. This is very much US versus Scotland, right? Like that's what's going on here. All right, we're gonna wrap up the poll in just a minute. Before I do, I do want to do a quick reminder that we have multiple live streams coming up this week. Tomorrow, we have our next ballot banter that is live at 1 p.m. Central. We are going through the Galaxy ballot that you guys submitted ideas on in the Discord. So we will be going through the next round of Galaxy ballots tomorrow at 1 p.m. Central. Tune in for that. That's for members. And then this Friday, we will have cast and crew from Blade vs. Buffy on a special live stream at 2 p.m. Central. This will be for everybody to watch. And we'll have me, Chad, Liam, Danny, Fiction, Mare, and Tyler Tackett, who also was in this and also played Daredevil and Winter Soldier in the other Ismahawk.
Yeah, we cut one of his stunts. I realized that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be a great time. We're gonna talk all about the behind the scenes of the episode leading to it, Fiction and Mare and what they did to train for it. Because man, they were so excited to get into it. I'm so excited to talk to them about this.
Also, Ben, do we have
It's gonna be great.
Fireside tomorrow as well?
Oh.
Oh my God, I totally forgot about that. Joe, where are you, Joe? We need to.
Yeah.
I need
Normally
you to
Joe's
remind me.
on us. Normally Joe's on us.
We have Fireside Chat tomorrow. Okay, yes. So we have Galaxy Ballot Banter tomorrow at 1 p.m., but we also have Fireside Chat at 5 p.m. Central. Why are we doing 2 live streams in a single day? I don't know.
We're crazy.
But we're doing Fireside Chat tomorrow as well. If you're not familiar with those, these are basically just kind of live streams where we're just like, hey, let's hang out with you guys. We don't really go in with much of a plan. This one will be a little bit extra. Literally, it's going to have a little bit of extra time to it. So it'll be an extra long Fireside Chat. So we're just going to chill for like an hour to 2 hours or whatever. We'll see how long it goes. All right, guys, let's get to this poll. And as I was talking, I was watching as there was a pretty clear winner, and then the numbers started getting closer and closer, and then they started moving further away. And the winner between Bigfoot and Nessie culminating a 4-year-long debate
I swear to God.
is Bigfoot.
Yeah,
67% of the
let's
vote.
go.
Larry,
Thank you,
Ollie,
chat.
I'm
Thank you,
sorry.
Thank you, chat.
Sorry, everyone.
Larry,
Okay.
Lousy, all my friends, I know you're watching this. I won. I fucking won. I won. For all these
Oh,
years,
no.
I fucking won.
But I
Take
was
that.
calling the tale. Watching told me she was infinitely powerful. She told me. I met her. That happened.
Oh, you should have said that earlier, Max.
Oh, it was a cold
I'm
day.
actually really surprised none of you went with the route of like, I actually found them. And like they told me this.
That was gonna be my
Yeah.
plan. I was gonna go. If I wasn't busy, I was gonna go in the forest and film myself like, oh my god, it's Bigfoot. And I was gonna edit it. But I didn't
next
have time.
time, maybe we'll do a part 2 where you guys actually go find them.
Bring
Max,
me
let us know if
Mothman,
you can ever
Max.
go to Scotland.
Next Skeletober, bring me Mothman.
We can do
I
it.
do.
We
I
can do
mean,
it.
a cryptid death battle could be interesting.
Yeah.
Like, there's
It'd be
I
fun.
agree.
we'd come across some wild things, I'm sure.
This was so much fun. What a great idea. I love that you guys have been debating this for
Yeah.
forever. It's a super fun one. Okay, everybody. Thank you all for joining us for another Death Battle cast. Again, the next challenge for Champions Island begins right now on the Death Battle Discord. That is the puzzle hunt. Join your team, Team Wiz or Team Boomstick, and start going through those puzzles. The first team to finish all 5 puzzles and answer the questions at the end of them gets immunity for their team. And then the other team will have to send 2 of their characters off the island. Team Wiz has already lost 1 and had to ship off John, Constantine, and Steve. Rest in peace. Well, they're not dead, but like rest in peace. Goodbye.
Well, their boat exploded.
Sad face. Yeah, boat exploded. Sharks got him. Oh no.
Yeah.
So guys, we can't lose again, right? Like Team Boomstick's gonna have to lose this one. This is Team Wiz. You guys are smart. You guys can figure out puzzles. You got this.
Yeah.
I have full confidence in Team Wiz. So get to that.
We got this, Team Boomstick. Also, Joe, we're just playing. It's all good, man. It's not your responsibility. It's ours.
No.
But it's usually the week after we drop an episode. And also, Janguin, thank you we learned so much about you today. And then Janguin said, last one, their stories of Bigfoot warriors shooting arrows the size of small trees.
My God.
Whoa, okay. All right. We're gonna jump over to Champion Cast. Maybe we'll talk about this more in Champion Cast. I don't know. But if you are a member, stick around, you'll automatically move over to that. Thank you all so much for joining us for another wild episode of Death Battle Cast. Take care.
Take care. See you.